All right, so what do you need me to do here?
I need you to prophesy.
Did you know I just recently had my first, I would say legit, praying in the spirit moment?
You never prayed in the spirit before?
No, I grew up in AG church, but then.
So it was way over the top for you, or just?
Yeah, it was a little too over the top. I was a lot younger, and then I never knew if it was legit. It's an unfortunate thing to say. I would go to an Elevation worship concert with Pastor Sean. This was maybe 3 months ago. We're in this Tesla, and then he asked me the question, "You ever prayed in the spirit?" And I was like, I'm not opposed to it. We started talking about it. He starts praying over me, right? We're looking for something to eat. We go to a Chick-fil-A. He literally offers the guy in the drive-thru $20 to let us order Chick-fil-A at 10:01 p.m. And we're like, well, maybe it's not meant to be.
And the guy won't let you do it?
The guy won't let us do it. So we're kind of both man, I'm hungry, whatever. And then he starts asking me these questions. We start praying. About 5 minutes later, I'm slunched over.
Are you serious?
Bawling, and he's praying for me. And I was like, I've never felt this before. And he was like, it was a really cool moment.
Bro, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, it was a really cool moment.
Yeah, mine was a little bit different. But I've been praying in tongues in the spirit since I was 6, I think 5.
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
I grew up in a Pentecostal.
So you keep it in your back pocket at all times.
Yeah, bro. Just under my breath. It's like a meditative. What's crazy is actually, we kind of mentioned this on the sit down. Growing up, I started to become more contemplative as I followed Jesus and kind of reading more ancient followers of the way. Have you ever read Thomas Merton?
Oh yeah.
It's actually not ancient, just from the last century. But then Thomas Merton turned me on to St. John of the Cross, and Death of the Soul. I started to kind of look into some Eastern meditation stuff just because I was curious.
Right.
What's crazy is so much of Eastern meditation. Not that I'm an expert from the limited scope that I've done and even tried.
Right.
Silence for a certain amount of time, or in general, or kind of trying to revert back to some sort of mantra.
Right.
It's a sense of kind of muttering in your inner self.
Right.
And a sense of non-judgment for your meditative experience. That's what a lot of these high-end ones would be.
Yeah.
Praying in the Spirit, if you've prayed and truly received it from the Holy Spirit of Jesus himself, kind of is that, but at a higher level.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially for us as followers of Jesus, because we believe we're connected to the divine beast living in us. It's probably not the best take from Romans 8, where he says the Holy Spirit prays through you and groanings that can't be on earth. That might not necessarily be praying in the Spirit, but for me, when I do it now, it's like a peaceful meditative practice that kind of takes over my action and my volition in life, in a sense of them.
Oh no, absolutely, and it's interesting. Like I mentioned too. I think we all kind of experiment with some of those things, especially nowadays. Things are so mainstream, right? But I think with meditation, it has you focus on what's inward, right? Focus inward. Yeah. Whereas with, I think, biblical meditation, more focusing on what this way, right? With the Holy Spirit, which is inside of us anyway. I think it's definitely a connection there that allows us to feel more present. We're called to meditate on His Word and meditate on what He's doing in our lives. So. But no, I totally see what you're saying now.
Bro, I love that you had that experience, and I love that I was saying it jokingly.
No, you were, No, and it's crazy because it was just always one of those things where it's
Christians have made it so weird.
Yeah.
Christians have done such a good job, and I'm not even judging them because I've probably been part of it at times too.
Right.
When I was a young youth pastor. Go ahead. I remember jumping up on a platform at the end of my message, telling people to start praying in the Spirit, but that's not really helpful in a corporate gathering.
Yeah.
But Christians have made it weird.
Yeah.
Bro, everything here is so big. What's up?
Goodness. You guys see these pastries?
Everything here is incredible. I'm gonna get a coffee. Get whatever you guys want.
What did you get today? Drip coffee.
Cold brew. What's up, bro? How are you? Good. How are you? Just good. Oh, did you get the tiramisu?
I did.
Let's go. In real time.
What do you think of?
So many good options, bro. I don't know. But I think I'm going to do the raspberry cheesecake.
Great job.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's really good.
Yeah, I felt it was a good conversation. Wendell's easy to talk to too.
Yeah, dude. He makes it easy. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hip hop, pop, and country would be my 3 most listened to besides worship. I also love that. Oh, and I also love indie alternative. Bon Iver is one of the only guys I've seen in concert
he's old school,
times.
old school? Well,
Old school?
like older artist?
Oh yeah, he's old.
Yeah.
It's funny to hear you say that because I'm old.
Okay, so it's All-Star Weekend in LA. It's the week called Drama. Okay, we go watch a show, and two of my friends that went, so 4 of us go.
Were you working for that magazine?
I was, yeah. So
You got free tickets?
I had free tickets, yeah. So we go.
Did you get like a press pass too?
I didn't get a press pass, but we went, and two of my friends met up with us. They go, oh, we're gonna go check out the show. Yeah, that song Through the Wire just got signed to Rockefeller, whatever. So it's more the popularity or excitement was more based off who he signed to versus it's him, right? So we go, and then one of my friends would call him King West. Like nobody really knew how to pronounce his name at the time. Yeah, so his mixtape came out, his album just came out, like literally that week, I want to say. And yeah, it's All-Star Week in LA, so there's people everywhere. But we go to the front, my two friends who went, the other two friends, they end up buying their tickets at the door. It wasn't sold out. So that's what's crazy about it. So we go in the show, and I want to say he was the same. He's the exact same. So like I know him, but the first probably I don't know, like 20 minutes of the show, he's just like, yo, y'all check this out. I made this beat right here. He plays Alicia Keys and he stands there like this on stage. Like looking around, and we're all like, everybody's in the crowd like, nobody's rapping. All right, check this out. Y'all know the #1 hit, so and so. Yeah, that was me too. Play it.
All the stuff he's produced.
Yeah, and he's just saying that because he didn't have like a long catalog of music yet. So he did a couple features. He brought Common on stage. Common did some stuff. He didn't have a long catalog of music, so it was mostly instrumentals that he was doing. So he's just standing on stage, like kind of just like.
Bro, when I was living in LA and attending church home, Lucky Church home, he had happened to be there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I got to meet him, and it was the most surreal experience.
What's he
Obviously,
like?
He would remember it. I mean, it wasn't like we had some robust conversation. There's like, however many people in a green room, but I saw him there, and I was like a contributing member of the church community, so I didn't feel weird saying something to him. I'm not going to be asking him for anything, but I just had to at least shake his hand. And
at least,
as kind of a volunteer, I went over and was like, hey man, thank you so much for being here. We love you. And then I was just like, I just want to thank you for what you're doing. He had just started Sunday service. I was like, thank you so much. Your influence is
that's
incredible.
awesome.
You've blessed my life. Your light is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing Jesus. And shake my hand. So you're saying these things, right? You're just going like this the whole time.
The whole time.
And obviously, I didn't want to take any more of his time than necessary, and he didn't seem annoyed. Kind of tell. And then he was talking with another friend of mine, and then they were talking about the Spirit merch stuff. And I was like, it's
I remember
thank you for doing it. He's like, that's pretty much it. But it was so surreal to me.
Oh, I bet. Just being like.
I remember, because I grew up in the type of family where we don't listen to that kind of music.
Right.
Like we just listen to maybe I can listen to Kirk Franklin, that's as close as I can get to
God's Property?
music. GB, are you with me? Oh yeah.
I used to go to the Bible bookstore, and I would tell my older sister, because she was kind of the one in the family who was really into Christian music, and I would say all my friends are listening to Snoop Dogg. I'll take you to a Bible bookstore, because that's what we call it, Bible bookstore. Oh yeah, T-Bone. T-Bone. My older brother actually used to hang out with T-Bone, and I'd go with him sometimes. So, but this is a long time ago. But anyway, they would have a poster on the wall, and it would say, if you like this rapper, try this rapper. I remember coming home with a T-Bone tape, tapes. So we came over with T-Bone. Obviously, DC Talk was huge. I wasn't allowed to listen to it.
JK52, remember
KJ52. KJ52.
You like Eminem?
Oh yeah.
KJ52.
Yeah. So it was a pretty fun, interesting time. Somebody had actually asked me recently, when's the first time you started listening to secular music? I said when we moved away, and my stepmom moved us to another, about 30 minutes from where we used to live, and it was just me and my younger brother. My other two siblings were still at the old house, and it was okay, now I can listen to whatever I want. I remember the first tape buying, with parental advisory, almost like kind of playing it. Oh yeah, it was.
I remember I had friends, and obviously I think there is something to be said about not listening to really intensely vulgar music when you're young. But I also like the idea of understanding what culture's doing. I just love music.
Yeah.
But I remember I had friends in the church who, back when we all had iPods, would change the title and the track names so that their parents wouldn't catch it.
That's funny. That's pretty slick.
Let's say it like Hillsong United.
Okay, right here, y'all.
You gotta rate it.
These are
tiramisu expert.
Tiramisu boys right here. Tiramisu, bro. I thought you knew. Right, Wendell? All right, so here's what we're doing. We just talked on the podcast about. Can I look at the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So this is tiramisu right here. This is what you call goodness. So this is how you kind of measure the space. And so based off of my observation so far, the space looks it looks amazing actually, to be honest. But I do want to try this tiramisu. Oh, that's good. Texture is the most important part. This one's like leans more towards the creamy side.
Dude, the chocolate powder on top, are you catching that texture on the top?
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful.
This is good because it's the right level of like sweetness, but then at the same level, this pairs well with a vanilla latte, and that's why I got a vanilla latte. It already has the coffee chocolate on top. I'm gonna go 8.5. 8.5 out of 10 on this one.
Let's go.
Yeah, San Diego's
You heard
been
it here first.
San Diego's been good to us.
That's a fun podcast.
Yeah, it's good. He seems like a fun vibe, like a good energy. You know what I mean?
Dude, man.
Yeah.
Danny, did you try your tiramisu? Why not?
Want to. It's okay.
So, Danny actually doesn't really know Jesus because
Being exposed.
what have you been up to, bro?
Been doing this. Been reffing soccer games.
No way.
I love reffing soccer games, especially when it's youth students. I reffed my youth kid yesterday.
Dude, that's
his
sick.
soccer
Where
game. He plays for Del Norte. They were playing Mission Hills in San Marcos.
No way. Oh, so you ref high school?
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
Did you see the I'm sorry, what they?
No,
no.
Did you see the presentation on this? Like I was like really noticing like
Oh,
the
bro, it's incredible.
Okay, so I was
This place is the best.
I was explaining to the guys, it's like the dessert is proposing to you. Like that's how
Oh,
nice the
absolutely.
presentation is. Yeah, I felt like I should get on one knee.
Bro.
Like that's how good the dessert presentation is.
Oh my god.
Raspberry cheesecake.
Look how pretty that is. How is it?
Presentation is insane. Oh, it's delicious.
I told him it's like the
Nah,
dessert's
bro.
proposing to us.
This is the spot.
It's like
Did you say yes?
rich in flavor.
You know, people say yes. You say yes to the dress. I'm saying yes to the taste.
To the taste?
Yeah, I'm saying yes to the taste.
Taste buds
Right?
approve, yes.
Taste buds approved. Wendell, so I'm curious. Creatives, you're creative to the bone.
To the bone, he said.
Who would you put in ministry? Who would be your top 5, like your Mount Rushmore of creatives? Is Mount Rushmore 5 or 4?
4. And you're saying someone who...
Like who's pushing the church forward creatively?
That's such a good question.
Besides me and you, so we can't put us on there.
Well, I have to say Omar El Tabori. I think pretty much everybody I know that works in the church space that has ever tried to leverage video brings him up, and rightfully so.
Right.
I think he has multifaceted skill set in that he is a pastor, and he also has such a pastor's heart, which I think if you're gonna be in ministry, you mentioned this before, just about being a creative, about empathy.
Yeah.
What did you say about that again?
Just having empathy for who you're working with.
But you were saying like you can't be a good artist or a good
No,
creative without-
absolutely. Like you have to be empathetic, know what you're working with. You know, it's the person walking into a meeting. All right, guys, I got an idea, this, and this, and then you feel like you didn't contribute anything.
Yeah.
Versus the person who walks in and kind of feels out the room and says, you know what, maybe my idea is not the best idea, and that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you cultivate the space for that idea to come out, I think that's what empathy is going to get you when you're working with creative. But it's funny you brought him up because I met him at the Mosaic conference. He actually worked with us on getting Pastor Sean's studio set up.
On that note, I think Omar,
Chat.
he has such a pastoral heart, and he's an actual pastor at his community, but he has such a unique skill set as an entrepreneur, as a video editor, and as a thinker.
Yeah.
And I think if you watch his content, that kind of just exudes from who he is, and he can give so much practical tips while also giving like spiritual impartation. So he's up there. I would say my dear friend Corbin Crosby. I think you can kind of take this conversation two ways. I think one would be saying someone who's like working full-time vocationally at a church, but for me it's more like who's a part of church community that is helping put creativity out. So my buddy Corbin, he started Jonah the brand, really cool brand, and they've also done a lot of printing for church, but I just think there's so many young like Jesus followers that wear his clothing, and I think it's cool to me because he's an entrepreneur who's really involved in like the church home. He's just pushing the boundaries of building a brand and being a follower of Jesus and being involved in church, so I would put him there. I don't know him, but Forrest Frank, I know it's a little bit different because he's not a designer.
Yeah.
But bro.
But he's definitely a creative though, like an artist for sure.
His music is so cool because I feel like I saw him in an interview once, someone saying, you know, Christian music is always bunk and cheesy. And he's talking, he basically is like, well, it doesn't have to be. And you look at his content, so much of his stuff too is just blown up on Instagram. People don't even know it's about Jesus.
Yeah.
And I feel like the best of us in regards to Jesus-driven creatives and thinkers have that ability to have such beautiful artwork, right? And it so happens to be about Jesus, but you don't hear about it first from like, oh, because this is a Christian artist. It's just like, oh, this artist is dope. You're like, oh wait, this is about God. Probably his stuff is so overt, but I just love him because I like listening to hip hop and pop and stuff, but like around my kids I can't always turn it on, but just throwing him on all the time is so fun.
Here's a random question. If you had a dream, who would be your dream guest on your podcast?
Oh bro,
like Jim Harbaugh?
I'm such a big Charlie fan. Yeah.
Oh shoot, okay. Why is that?
Because I'm such a big sports fan. I would hope that eventually my podcast, it'll always have a creative heartbeat. It'll be about leadership, entrepreneurship, Jesus, and creative. And so I want to talk to people who are leaders. Because I think that it all kind of touches each other. But Jim Harbaugh, I just love that man so much. I think I would have so much fun talking to him. I would also say Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber, okay.
Anthony Edwards. And Christian Pulisic and Chance.
Chance the Rapper. Man, he's great, man. I would like to talk to them more than anything. Like if it's on a podcast, great. But to me, and I told you this, one of the reasons I wanted you because I just like talking to you. We have a good time. It's like I know I'd have a good time talking to him. But to be more like in the church, having Forrest Frank would be really fun. I would love to have Joel Osteen. Okay. I love Joel. He's blessed me since I was a kid. My mom raised me on listening to Joel in the morning. Oh man. We just turn him on. I had one of his CD sets.
And be built on faith.
And I used to listen to his CDs on the way to work. I remember. Because they were they were great. I think I had Making Wise Decisions, and it was a 6 set, 6 CDs. It was a set.
So dope.
So here's the question: is when we're in the podcast, we didn't touch on this enough. I don't think was basketball. Who would be your top 5 all time?
To talk to, or
no, just in general.
Players.
Yeah.
Kobe.
This can blow up the comment section. This either can make or break the comment section.
All 118 subscribers are jumping in. This is, for me personally, who I would have on a team. It would be Kobe, MJ, and LeBron.
150 points a game.
Yeah, Steph at the 1.
Okay.
And I'd have 2 smaller guards because I just love Anthony Edwards so much. AE's in the lineup.
Really?
And then I'd probably well, I'm saying all-time favorites. Oh, you're saying top 5 of best of all time?
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying greatest of all time?
Yeah.
Top 5 my favorites?
No, top 5 of all time.
Greatest of all time. Okay.
Like, let's say, Buying Persuasion is on the line. If they lose this game, then they put the company on offer up.
Okay, so it's 2000, 99, 2000 Shaq.
Okay.
At the 5.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. Now you're talking.
Tim Duncan at the 4. I think he's gonna not care if he scores. He's gonna play I'm talking 2004 Tim Duncan.
Oh, yeah.
Electric defense, rebound everything, block everybody, and probably go 8 of 11.
Yeah.
Not take any bad shots and make every free throw. He was the bane of my existence as a Laker fan.
Oh yeah.
Before Kobe got over the hump without Shaq. LeBron at the 3, Kobe at the 2, MJ at the 1.
That's a team right there.
And MJ will probably cede to LeBron to play more 1. Yeah. But that's my top 5 all time.
Okay. That's a squad right there. I'm gonna go Michael. I'm gonna go Kobe. I'm gonna go Bron. I'm gonna go Shaq as well. I need one more. I'm gonna go Tim Duncan's a good one, man. I'm gonna go Magic. I'm gonna play Magic as a forward. Okay. Because Magic can play anything.
Yeah. And so could LeBron.
Yeah.
So you could have 2. Yeah.
They can swap back and forth.
Yeah, Magic, dude. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I feel pretty fly talking to you out here with 2 cameras pointing at me eating a tiramisu.
Dude,
in the middle of San Diego.
It's 3. It's 3.
Like, mama, I made it. Like, look where I'm at. I mean, tiramisu talking to Wendell.
3 cameras.
with 3 cameras on.
We're like looking at something.
I have to say too, to the YouTube channel who's watching, I hope that you enjoy this content. Please give it a thumbs up. Matt keeps telling me to say this kind of stuff. It always was cringy to me, but we could really use a couple more subscribers. Also, I have to mention too, this is the deepest crew we've ever had.
Oh yeah.
And like we started like walking.
You guys gotta come introduce yourself to the camera.
Yeah.
What's up, you guys? My name is Solomon. I'm the videographer.
Okay. So and I'm gonna pump you guys up as you do it. So Solomon here, launching the YouTube channel. When's it launching, Solomon?
When is it launching? This sometime this year.
Okay, sometime this year. We're gonna say March.
March.
We're gonna name a hard deadline.
Man, March.
These 2
I got
guys
to
right
March.
here run an amazing clothing line. But then I'll let them
Just
introduce
start.
themselves. You just start.
Gustavo.
Ricky
my partner,
Lopez,
Ricky.
art director, Fellowship Church.
Tell 'em
Bro,
about
you
your
waiting for you to
clothing
hype me
line.
up?
Tell 'em about your
I'm waiting for
clothing
you to
line.
hype me up.
Oh, so the clothing line, Eternal. Tell them a little bit about it.
Well, honestly, we just wanted to just have fun, put something out with a little bit of a message, and we just came on and then just decided to, you know, collab and bring some stuff out there. Eternal, check it out.
Best comment gets a free shirt.
Yeah.
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 I'll cover it. I'll cover it.
Be our first commenter in months.
And you get a free shirt.
You get a free shirt. Eternal, have you guys dropped?
We have.
Yeah.
Do you have a website or Instagram?
We do.
What is it?
I can send you the link for the website.
Well, Matt can put it down here.
Oh yeah.
Ready? Matt, will you do this for me? I'm gonna pretend I'm Mr. Beast. I love you, Mr. Beast. Jimmy, you're not watching, but you inspired me so much. Look at that.
I had such a blast hanging with this guy and having a conversation about leadership, creativity. This guy he inspires me from afar.
Thank
So
you
just
so much.
watching you online and watching what you're doing, I can't brag about this guy enough.
You're so kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you didn't have a chance yet, come join our sit-down conversation. I don't know, how long did we go, Matt? Do you know?
Yeah.
At
Right
least
now?
an hour?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
for-
It was
Like
Joe Rogan
little
style.
over
We were
an
gonna
hour.
go 3. We're gonna take restroom breaks and everything, but we decided not to.
Powerful Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
This episode of Divine Persuasion Radio is sponsored by AG1. You need to get your